Good day to you, wherever time you're watching. You're welcome to yet another tutorial. So we'll be making this gown that was shown in the video. So to start with, I'll be making use of 1.5 yards of this fabric. It's by 60 in length. So this is the exact 1.5 yard. If you're a plus size person, you just make use of 2 yards. And this is what I'm going to do first. I'm going to just fold my fabric into 4. This tie is not going to have a zipper at the back. It's going to have just an opening for the button so that the head can pass through. So I'm going to fold my fabric into 4 depending on your size, on your hip. My hip is the biggest part of my body. That makes it what I'm going to use in folding my fabric. So my hip is 42 divided by 4, that's 10.5. then I'll add 2-inch sewing allowance to it. That gives me 12.5. so my folding I must have 12.5. after folding I must have 12.5. so let's see. So you have to make sure that it's well arranged. So I said after folding I must have 2.5. This fabric is kind of moving on its own. So when you're working with this kind of fabric, you just have to learn how to pin down. So I'll be pinning. I'll be pinning down the front aspect so that the fabric doesn't shift, and I lose out on my calculations. So you see, some parts seems not to be equal, so I have to pin down everywhere. That's how you do for any fabric that seems to be moving. So now I said we are going to fold, and I need 12.5 after folding. So let's see what I have here. I'm having 14.5, so I'm good to go with this 14.5. I want this veggie to be my hem side. My total gown length is 40, but I'll be measuring out 45. I'm going to use, I'll just measure out 44. Yeah. So I'm going to use I'm going to fold in by 1 inch. So I want that gown to be 42. So I'm not at my 44 here. So total gown length 44. I'm not at 44. So I'll roll it out to then cut. This is my 44 here. So I can roll out and cut out. So this part is going to serve for my sleeve. Now I can set this aside. So let's get to work now. Said I want this side to be my hemming part. It's always easy, so I won't need to make any folding. Then okay, now we can input our measurement. My shoulder is, like I said, I'm cutting front and back together, so there's no big zip. My shoulder is 6.5, so I'm adding half inch to it, making 7 inches. Half inches for joining the sleeve. I want it to be a boat neck, so my neck width, I want my neck width after sewing the sleeve to it and turning it to be 2 inches. I'm going to use half inch for joining the sleeve to it, and I'm going to use half inch to turn it in. So I'm going to mark out 3 inches. That's what I want for my neck. Then my neck depth, I can just simply use 3.5. So then I'll make a curve like this, to get the boat neck. I won't want my back neckline to be this low, so I will just use 2.5 for my back neckline. So this is going to serve for my back neckline. I don't want to use a white shot because it's not going to be very visible. That's why I'm using a red pen. Don't use pen on your fabric, especially if it's not yours for customer. I'm using pen because it's my hand. I'm going to be cutting out that pen side. Now let's come down by 1.5 inch, because 1.1 inch, sorry, for the neck, for the shoulder slope. So I'll join it to the neck width here. Oh, that's clear. I'll join it to the neck width here. So then my armhole is 8 inches. I'll come down by 8 inch and draw a straight line. And then draw out this line also. My bust is 36. This is divided by 4, that's 9 inches plus 2 inch sewing allowance, that gives us 11 inches. So I want to make 11 inches. This is my real bust. So for my real bust, I'm going to draw my armhole and just get off from here. So this is going to serve as the back armhole. For the front armhole, I'm going to come down. I'm going to go to the middle of my armhole length, that's 4. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Then I will mark out half inch in. Then from this half inch in, I'll draw a straight line to meet the shoulder slope. Yeah. Then I will make my curve to the armhole. You can use your fresh curve if you don't have. Your hand is not that straight. So let me be sure. Let me just use a sharp tool. Okay, just use a sharp to mark it out. So because I was thinking the pen will show, will be visible, but I notice it's not that visible after checking the camera. So is the shock visible? Okay, the shock is still more visible than the pen. Now these are armhole. Now I'm going to come down by 15. My half length is 15 inches, so my half length here is 15, while my hip length is 23. So this is my hip length 23. So on the half length, which is 15, I'm going to take my waist measurement. My waist is 32. 32 divided by 4 is 8. Then 8 plus 2 inches for the sewing allowance, that's 10 inches. So this is my 10 inches. Then I'll come down to my hip. My hip is 42. That's 40 divided by 4, that's 10.5 minus plus 2 inches, that's 12.5. So I'm marking out 12.5 here. I mark out 12.5 here, and then Whatever I have on the hip is what I'm going to have at the hem side. That's 12.5, because there is no slit. It's going to be a straight skirt, a straight gown. I mean, now I can connect the lines together using my ruler. I have to use a sharp here so that it's more visible. Then from here, kind of make it a bit curved because her body is not straight. Then back to the bust. Okay, so we are good to go. Now I've cut out the front and the back together, so I can just cut out. I'll first cut out the front, the back bodies, following. So I'll just bring out the inside, the one at the center. So this is going to be for the back. I'll keep that aside for now. Then the front, you can now cut out the front neckline and the armhole. So now I'll cut out the front neckline. This. So the next thing for us to do now is to cut the facing for the front neckline and the back neckline. I'm still going to use the micro 6 for the facing. I would have loved to have a pocket on this dress, but my fabric won't do. So trying to get the piece. It's a bit too small. Okay. Then this is wide enough. But I will need this for the back. Let's cut out the back facing. There's the back. So you can ensure that this is equal. Now there's going to be an opening at the back here, so I'm just going to measure, cut it open to 5 inches, just for the hair to pass through. So 4 inches or 5 inches will do, but this I'm going to be using 5 inches. So I'll be opening this up to 5 inch. I'm doing the same thing for the facing. Then come out and complete the facing fix. And just measure like 4 inches length. So here is the back facing for the back. Now let's cut the front facing. just trying to manage my fabric here. Okay, so good. Now we have our facing for the front. Good. So we move on to the sleeve. Those are many fabric that we have. Now to cut the sleeve, I want to make it a little stylish, and so I'm going to be cutting the sleeve a bit wider than normal. Yes, you see why I'm trying to make it wider than normal, because normally my round sleeve is 12 divided by 2, that's 8, that's 6, then add 2 inches in another one, that's 8. But in this case I'll be making use of 10. Okay, good. I will tell you why I'm using 10. So my sleeve cap is 3.5. So I can just take my curve here. Okay, let's cut it. Let's make a pocket. I'm trying to see if I can get a pocket, because I always like my short dress having a pocket. So I don't think there will be a pocket. Good. Now we go on to the sleeve. We are starting with the sleeve. I'm going to fold it back. Now this fabric sheet. So I have to ensure this place is equal. So I'm going to divide my sleeve into 2 right now. I'll divide the sleeve into 2 at the same time. Now I have 4 pieces. I'm going to sew like this from here. I'm going to sew from here. I'll first bend this, then come like this, bend this, so then when I get here I'll bend here like this, and the second time then I'll sew it up to this edge here. I'll do that for the 4 pieces, then come back and show us the next step. Right guys, I've done attaching looking at the facing. I attach ST to it, then I weave around the edges to avoid it flaying. So you see I've attached ST, then I weave around. I do the same thing for this also, and now I'll be sewing the facing first. I'm going to place it like this for the back. Place it this way, then turn it over. like this. So I'm going to sew. Okay, I'm going to sew from here like this. I'm going to sew it, then come to that part that I open, sew down. When I get here, turn, come up and sew it this way, around like that. Then after doing that, I will notch it, open it, turn it over and give it a good press. I'm going to do the same thing for the back, for the front also. Here is the front and here is the front facing. I'm going to sew round, notch it, then turn it over and give it a good press. Okay, now I'm done sewing it. Look at the way I sew from here down this way, then coming out like this. Then I also did the same thing for the front. Okay, when you sew at the back like this, you have to confirm from the front to be sure that you can see this part did not come out. So when I'm opening, the back, just open up the ST. Don't want to open another button, so I just want it to be really the ST that was open before. So get to this point, you notch very closely, then you notch this side, notch, so cut off this point so that the excess won't be bulgy or bulky, sorry, at that point. Then you will notch here. Okay, now you flip it over to the front. Make sure that this pointed part is at the front, and the same thing here. I don't like using my scissors to touch that, so that you not touch it. And this point here, you have to make sure that it's relaxed. Wow, I forgot to put the button hole while sewing this part. Can I still do that? Okay, there's another way around. Now I'll just go and give it a good press, then use a stay to hold it down. Same thing for the front, notch it round. So we are getting there. Then I'll give it a good press and use any gum to hold it down. Alright, I'm done ironing it out, you see, and I use any gum to hold it down so that it will not be opening on its own. Then same thing with the front also. I'm done ironing it down there. You can see it's looking so neat and beautiful. So the next step now is to join the shoulder together. I'm going to place right facing right like this. Then I will just hold this, place it like this, see, hold this part, then bring it this way, and then sew it downward. Same thing with this. I'll hold this back like this, bring it this way, and then sew it this way. Let's go do that and come back to show us. Okay guys, we'll see, I've already sewn round this way and this way also. So I have the 4 pieces here. I'll just trim off this. This part is pointy, and then I'll place them side by side like this. See, okay. So I'm going to also trim up this side to be equal. All right, now, okay. Now I'm going to measure what I have here and divide it by 4 because I want to use only 3 pearls on one side. So I'm having 13.5. So I want to divide it by 4. This is by 2 and here is by 4. So I will have 3.5. So one is going to be here, another one is going to be at 3.5 to 3. So let's see, that's 12 divided by 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to divide it by 3, sorry, not by 4. By 3, that's 13.5 divided by 3. That's going to give me 4.5. So I'm going to have 4.5 here. Then I'm trying to get a shock to shock it. Okay, so there is 4.5 here. I'm going to make sure that they are on the same line. 4.5. The next one will also be 4.5 from the previous mark. 4.5. So whatever I do for this, I'll do for the other sleeve. Now this part I'm not going to put any beads here so that to allow me sew easily there. I've passed my thread. There is my thread. So I'm going to take so I'll start from here since I'll just come in from here. This part after sewing is supposed not to be out. So cut up it. Then go here. Now see that it's balanced, the thread is not showing. Then for the first one. Now I'm going for the second part. Because I'm going to pass my thread from here. And put off a bit. Then I'll pass it through here. almost done. I'll pass this and come out from here. So no, it's not too tight. The stitch is loose, so I have to. Now I think it's tight enough, and I can go ahead. So guys, we are done with the sleeve. Then we'll do the same thing for the other sleeve. Now look at it, it's looking so beautiful. And now, so we're done, guys. Okay, I'm done attaching the shoulder. I use it to flip over to cover it, the rough edges. Now the next thing now to do is to I'll trim off the excess here. Okay. Now is to attach the sleeve. So here is, place it this way. There is the center. Then we'll just pin it down. From here. So I'm going to sew like this, then this way also round. I'll do the same thing for the back also. I'm sewing for the second side also, then come back to show us our next step. Okay, now I'm done attaching the sleeve to it. Now you can see how it looks, the sleeve, and I also weave it after attaching the sleeve. So I'll weave it, attach the sleeve. The next thing now to do is to, now we are getting to the end of the tutorial. So lastly we are going to cut out. I'm not cutting out here. Just arrange the fabric like this, like so. So we have this well arranged properly. I'm going to pin it down. I might pin it down, I might not pin it down. I only pin it down because of this tutorial, for the sake of this tutorial. Yeah, I'm going to go. So at this point now I have to input my measurements. Starting from the sleeve, my round sleeve is 12, so half of 12 is 6. I'll measure 6 here, and it's a free gown. I don't want it to be too tight, so I'll use 6.5. then come to the bust side here, and I'll measure my bust. That's 36 divided by 2, that's 18. Let's see what we have here. I have 22. So 22 minus 18 is 4 inches. So I added to 2 inches, remember. So I have 2 inches on this side, 2 inches on that side. So I will be marking out 1 inch because I want the remaining 1 inch to be for ease allowance. Then I'll come to my waist. My waist is 32. Half of 32 is 16. I'm having 21 here, so that is 2.5. I'll mark out 1.5 on each side, 1.5 on this side. Then let me just so you can see. So I go to my hip side. These are my hip is. My hip is 42. Half of 42 is 21. So I have 25. So I mark out 1 inch and 1 inch here. Then the same 1 inch I'll mark it at the hem side. So I'll connect those lines together. Yeah. So I've connected the lines together to the sleeve part, and I'm going to sew on both sides. After sewing, I will hem the lower part. Then we are done. I will try and fix my button here. Then I will put my button hole. I will put a loop here for the button hole. So we are done with the tutorial. I'll come back to show us the final look. If you're here to subscribe, please try and subscribe. Don't forget to like the video, share, comment. I'll be in the comment section to answer any of your questions. Thank you. And we've come to the end of this tutorials. You can see how to knit with the ease allowance, and I'll weave it after that. I hem it with the allowance I added to the length, to the extra length. So I'll also put a loop at those parts. Then I fix the button. Yeah. So we are done with our dress, and that's the end of today's tutorial. So do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you have a question, like I said, I'll be in the comments section to answer all your questions. Isn't this beautiful? Look at, and it's really pretty. Hi, bye. Love you.